it is still the same message. Recruit more members.
Hej! Ja. Ska ni vänta?
Ja, se om det lever det här företaget.
Ja, det vet man inte liksom.
They can't just be lying, right? I mean, that's just out of the world.
The truth needed to come out. OneCoin was 100% a fraud. And I was probably one of the very few people in the world that could prove it.
Now it's time to start to work again. We have to bring people, we have to bring merchants, and today we are doing better than ever!
Let's all of us stand up.
June 11th, 2016. The cryptocurrency company OneCoin gathers more than 20,000 people at the London Wembley Arena.
This will be the biggest welcoming on stage that we've ever done in history. Okay?
This is Sebastian Greenwood, a Swedish-British national with a background in multi-level marketing. He is in charge of promoting OneCoin. More about him later.
We're here to stay.
Much later. Because the mastermind behind OneCoin is someone else.
Let's give a warm applause for our creator, our founder, our lovely Dr. Ruja.
Dr. Ruja Ignatova, a bright, charismatic, hard-working Bulgarian businesswoman with one goal in life.
All I hear, go get the money, so I go get it. Hate means I do something right.
To become a dollar millionaire before the age of 30.
What was interesting about OneCoin and you know how it's got so crazy big? It was the first scam that combined crypto with multi-level marketing.
I believe what makes us different is our vision. We are more than just one coin. It is a life, it's a network. This is what makes us strong. The community. Thank you.
Ruja and Sebastian are a match made in heaven or hell. Ruja sums it up nicely in an email to Sebastian, laying out the business plan for OneCoin, or Trashy Coin, as she called it back in 2014.
I am especially good in these very borderline cases. You as the magic sales machine, and me as someone who really can work with numbers. We could make it really big, like MLM meets Bitch of Wall Street.
They were very clever. They got the best network marketers in the world. They got the best marketing people, really good salespeople to promote it, so it spread and spread and spread. Not only are you going to get rich, but if you get your friend to invest, you'll get loads more money. And if you get other people to invest, you'll get lots more money. So then people invested because they thought it was good, but then they also got their friends and their families to invest. And it just spread like wildfire.
During the fall of 2016, I was applying for new jobs. Suddenly I got a message over LinkedIn from a recruitment company in Japan called Essentia. And they wanted to set up a meeting for September 28th. We had the interview and I asked them what company this was for. And they didn't want to disclose that. They said it was something to do with blockchain. We agreed upon a second interview a week later. And he was a lot more interested at that point. He was offering me the position as global CTO, Chief Technology Officer, for a cryptocurrency company out of Bulgaria.
Before we continue, just a few fun facts about Bjørn Bjercke.
Bitcoin blockchain starts with the Genesis block.
By now, Bjørn has made quite a name for himself in the somewhat narrow field of blockchain programming. His interest in blockchain technology was triggered by the rise of the cryptocurrency Bitcoin. As he put it in an interview,
I tried dedicatedly for 2 years to break Bitcoin and failed. I was amazed on how robust it was. So I decided to leave banking and dedicate my life to blockchain technology.
The headhunter from Essentia obviously knew what he was doing.
I was psyched. He offered me a large salary and, cars and apartments in London and in Bulgaria. It seemed like too good to be true. But I said, what will I be doing for this company? He said, building a blockchain. The company does not have a blockchain today. They're running on some kind of database. It sounded to me like he was describing an SQL server. At the very end, I said, okay, I'm extremely interested, but I would need to know what company this is for. And he said, okay, I'll tell you, it's OneCoin. And at that point, my heart sank.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ruja Ignatova!
Thank you very, very much for this warm welcome. You're amazing, guys. Today is really a very, very special day.
It was about a month and a half later where I stumbled on a video from an event that happened on October 1st of 2016. It kind of spooked me a little because that was the exact same time where I was interviewed. While on this video from Bangkok, Ruja Ignatova was on stage starting a new blockchain in front of 10,000 people.
Today, we will be switching on the new blockchain.
Something was wrong. Something was really wrong, and red flags were popping up left and right.
So how much time do we have until the blockchain? I don't see. So guys in Sofia, if you don't switch it on, we'll come for you and kill you, yeah?
Okay. Let's talk about blockchain for a minute. Blockchain technology is very technical and complicated, but the one-liner is that a blockchain is a record of transactions that is shared between users in a distributed network.
But believe me, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Anyways, whatever. The reason why it's so important for OneCoin to make people believe they have a blockchain is because it's fundamental for a cryptocurrency to work as money. Let's use the cryptocurrency Bitcoin as an example. If user A transfers 1 Bitcoin to user B, the transaction is recorded and stored on all the computers in the network. This makes it nearly impossible to change or tamper with the transaction once it has been recorded and stored. You can trust it 100%. So the bottom line is that without a blockchain, you do not have a cryptocurrency.
I had information at that point that I knew they could not have a blockchain because I was asked the 5th of October to build them one.
Yes, we did it!
And I was probably one of the very few people in the world that knew that she was lying.
One coin, one world. The first cryptocurrency that is easy to mine, easy to trade, and easy to use. No complicated hardware or in-depth knowledge necessary to start.
From 2016 on, OneCoin grows fast. Investors are drawn towards the company in their tens of thousands, and events are held all over Asia, mainland Europe, and in Norway.
My name is Carl Alfred Dahl. I'm a business journalist with Aftenposten, one of Norway's largest and oldest newspapers.
In 2016, Aftenposten publishes a series of articles about the Panama Papers. These are revelations about money in tax havens, and among the names in the archives, they find the leaders of OneCoin.
In this work, we found a few dozen people who had been involved with different kind of network marketing schemes, Ponzi schemes, pyramid schemes. At first, they had been selling, cosmetics or Tupperware, but the past years, it seemed like they had all focused on cryptocurrencies. By far, the biggest network seemed to be OneCoin. It was fascinating to see how they used the Bitcoin success story to promote a technically advanced product like a cryptocurrency is. None of the people we were researching had any technological background. They were all, they were network marketers. They had been selling vitamins or shampoos before, and now they were selling very advanced cryptocurrencies, they said.
This is a career.
It was the same way of selling it, just a different product.
Let us not only be the #1 cryptocurrency, but let's get bigger than Amway, Herbalife, and whoever is out there. I don't know about you, but I'm very, very excited. I love you.
I was working in Stockholm at the airport, and it was through a working colleague of mine that kind of just pitched the idea of, he'd heard of a company called OneCoin. There wasn't a lot of information at all on the internet. So what we did was we went to a smaller town up north, and it was basically an informal meeting, like a conference meeting, I'd say. It was maybe, 50 people there, maybe. So we were talking a little bit about the idea, about the vision, a little bit about Bitcoin, but then they pointed out some potential problems that Bitcoin might have. And then they sort of transferred from Bitcoin to OneCoin. They showed possibilities. We're not sure if it's going to happen, but look at Bitcoin, look at the journey that Bitcoin made in terms of price. What if OneCoin made just half of it? Can you imagine possibilities? It was more like we're implementing a possibility in you, because we are a family and we care for our family. You could buy OneCoin like single OneCoins, but it was much more profitable if you bought a package. I started with a package of 5,000 euros. Thought to myself, this feels pretty good. I feel good about this. Because I've never done such a big investment before. So I made another one, 2 levels up, so it was probably a 10,000 euro package. I might have done some additional investments as well, but smaller ones. And it felt pretty good, actually, to be honest. I felt like this was a step towards success.
You still have OneCoins?
Yeah, I still have OneCoins. Yeah, I do. They're still there.
So you still have a little bit of hope?
I don't really keep a lot of hope. It's just fun to sort of elaborate with the idea if there would be... You could actually use the coins for something. But I don't think I will ever be able to sell them to anyone. So that's out of the window already. So... Okay, so I have 194,000 OneCoins. And the internal value right now is 42.5 euros. So let's see here, 194,000, 8,245,000 euros. Number is right there. Wow. It's, yeah. It's just, yeah. It looks easy on the paper, just on the screen there. It's a lot of freedom there. Yeah, the truth is hard sometimes.
From his cabin in Norway, Bjørn is blogging on his views on OneCoin. He is about to find out just how fast life can change.
About 15 minutes after I had commented the blog post, I was private messaged by a guy in Finland. He would like to write something about it on his blog called Scam Detectors. And he said, there's a guy in California that I would love to put you in touch with. Tim Curry, or AKA Temptation, which had been working on busting OneCoin for a while.
You people are scamming people out of money, and this company, it's gonna collapse.
I immediately contacted Tim, and Tim and I hit it off right away. Hey Tim, how's it going, dude?
Good. Missed your call. Sorry.
At the end of the conversation, he asked, is it okay for you if I send your contact details to my contacts at the German financial police? And I said, sure, I don't mind talking to them at all.
Hello, my name is Bjørn Bjercke.
A week later, I was on my way. I hopped on the plane, flew down to Germany, and as we were taxiing into the terminal building, a message was broadcast over the airplane.
This is your captain speaking. Please remain seated.
We stopped, and two people, one dressed as an officer and one dressed as a civilian, came on board the plane, and they marched straight up to my seat and said, Mr. Bjercke, please come with us. It felt like I was part of a James Bond movie at that point. We walked off the airplane straight into a black BMW and raced off straight out of a gate to the police financial headquarters. They asked a bunch of questions about who is the Steinkeller brothers, who is Ruja, who is Sebastian Greenwood. We got to the part where I could explain my story. And I remember one of the police officers told me, can you explain what a blockchain is in one sentence? And I remember just thinking, no, I can't. It's too complex for that. But traveling back to Norway, I was trying to think about all the stuff that had happened in the last 24 hours. And even though I am, 99.99999% sure that they don't have a blockchain, I'm gonna have to prove it. Hello, this is Bjørn. I am going to prove that with this video that the OneCoin blockchain is a simulator and that the transactions do not get registered in the blockchain. In the days that followed, I had a dialogue going with the German police, and I made videos of me making transactions on the OneCoin network. Starting screen capture. Now I'm recording everything that happens on the screen. So what I do first is I log in with a user account that I have gained access to. I had asked my network through Tim to give me some accounts that I could log into. And I had about 60 accounts that I could use within half an hour. So many people were willing to help. I go to the dashboard, and the one account, and I'm gonna do a transaction to upline. And I was doing transactions left and right and back and forth between users. The money has been received and should be registered. Let's look at the blockchain. The money was moved between accounts, but there was no verification. Let's go through the transactions. And I would read every single block in that period to find where did my transaction go through, and it simply wasn't there. Nope, not here, not here, not here. I couldn't find my own transactions in what they call the blockchain system. None of these transactions have that amount in them. They simply didn't show up. I think I did about 200 transactions, and I did my work very thorough. This conclusively proves that there is no connections between real transactions and the transactions being shown in the blockchain. Therefore, the blockchain must be some kind of simulator. There was absolutely nothing called a blockchain or any similar technology at all. Thank you. There was no blockchain, and OneCoin reacted to this. They even wrote a post on their website saying that this person claiming that he has gotten a job offer and claiming that we don't have a blockchain is talking complete bullshit. And of course, what else could they do? They knew that they were busted. Now they had to convince their network that I was fraudulent.
We have been approached and people saying, oh, does OneCoin have a blockchain? Or is it true? Is there no blockchain? What happened? Yes, OneCoin definitely has a blockchain. And I really would discourage people to spread rumors like this because they're simply not true. We have a very proper blockchain, and the haters claiming other people probably should go and look for something else to say on this.
We indeed have a blockchain. So dear haters all around the world, now you have to think of some other lies you're spreading about us.
OneCoin, however, has a big problem. The digital money cannot yet be cashed out or used to buy anything.
Hello, this is Dr. Ruja. We have been waiting for this day for ages, for 2.5 years since we started the company. We will be switching on Monday, the 16th of January, our merchant platform.
In 2017, OneCoin starts its own online trading platform, where traders from all over the world can use OneCoins to buy and sell products. At least, that's what they say.
The world is changing. We talk about all the time about the future of payments. At this moment, you can use your coins. The only thing, you have to go to the Dealshaker, log in, see what is available, and start using it.
Like anything else with OneCoin, the devil is in the details. If you want to buy anything on Dealshaker, you have to pay a 25% fee to the OneCoin company, and that has to be paid in euros. It's an obvious scam from the very beginning. The brain behind Dealshaker is the former OneCoin compliance officer and South African banker, Duncan Arthur. Duncan has a senior position in OneCoin for 3 years before he leaves in 2019.
In February 2017, they needed something exciting in order to keep people interested. So I thought, well, let's create a marketplace.
Project manager of Dealshaker, Mr. Duncan Arthur.
At the time, we didn't know that OneCoin was a completely manipulated system. So they had a good explanation for everything. They had this whole narrative that everybody who attacked them was a paid hater. At the time, I swallowed the narrative.
But it is going to be great.
I personally believe that Dealshaker is the future of this network. It's still unprecedented.
OneCoin is a cult. It was ruled over by somebody who was completely charismatic, who could convince you of absolutely anything. And I unfortunately fell for it.
Duncan and Bjørn are actually approached with a job offer from OneCoin at the same time. However, only one of them accepts.
It's actually interesting that you both got kind of contacted by the same people, but Bjørn took one road and you took another road. Did you?
Well, I suppose every OneCoin has two sides.
My name is Leila Begum. I'm a British Bangladeshi Muslim from East London. To me, my religion is very, very important. It defines who I am, my values, my morals, my ethics. I have first heard about OneCoin in 2016 through a family friend of mine. When he encouraged me to join OneCoin, he was really, reminding me of my vulnerabilities, such as, Leila, you're a single woman. I know that recently you have lost your father. I know that you're really lonely. And I'm telling you, Leila, in the name of God, this will change your life. They kept saying it's Sharia compliant, it's halal, it's, right for the Muslims. So I really believed what they were saying. I didn't double check. What captured my eyes was the Sharia compliance certificate.
We have so many customers who are Muslims. We now have upgraded the CoinSafe product not to give you interest, but the CoinSafe product can generate gift coins for you. So if you want to use the CoinSafe product, you will be asked to tick a box if you would like to use the Sharia compliant version.
Allahu Akbar. I'm Mufti Amjad Muhammad. Allahu Akbar. Mufti is based upon the word fatwa. Now, the word fatwa is an Arabic word which means giving a response, giving an opinion, giving an understanding. I've studied natural sciences, and I've also studied social sciences and Islamic sciences. And I try to give responses to questions, taking into consideration that experience and skills that I bring. We've got batteries in, Mara? Yeah.
3, 2, 1, you live.
Welcome to another episode of Questions and Answers. I'm your host, Amjad Muhammad. As always, I will be with you for the next 45 minutes or so, dealing with your questions, queries, and curiosities. OneCoin, to me, I only came across it when people started to reach out to me. They were saying that there are respectable people within the community who they look up to, whose opinion they value, are the ones who are promoting it. What we're finding strange is that we're seeing a Sharia compliant certificate, so it's halal. But, why can't we get our money back? That's when it sort of came onto my radar. This question that's come to us from our viewer says, what should a Muslim's mindset be when they come across these schemes, which seem to be, on the face of it, too good to be true? So what I did was then I found some information on their website. And when I went through the terms, some of their terms and conditions were problematic. So I waved that up and I said, look, in its present form, this is problematic. This should be avoided. And I used quite calm language. It was the reaction I got when I wrote this fatwa that I was quite surprised at. And I thought, hold on a second here, it's like I've hit a very raw nerve. What do you know what you're talking about? Have you actually been involved in it yourself? Have you actually bought and sold in OneCoin? Okay, so I looked into it and I obviously gave out even a stronger fatwa that for now, don't get involved in this. This is something that should be avoided. And that's when really, the feedback came.
As a community, we need to stop listening to outsiders.
Do not believe these haters.
Trust and believe.
I've been living 3 different places since 2016. And again, I'm packing up. I'm off to a new place, which I'm not going to show anyone. I don't want anyone showing up at my doorstep. Here are some of the documentation that has been collected over the years. I haven't seen this in a while. This is the court case. Been trying to sue me for defamation. It was scary when I got a letter from a lawyer saying to meet up at his office to discuss how many millions I have damaged the company's reputation by and discuss what figure I should be paying them as compensation. And here's my lawyer writing, Bjørn is free to say whatever he wants about any company, especially when what he says is the truth. Here are some links to what Bjørn has said and links to where the truth is. I had to pay my own lawyer, and that scared me a lot because money was starting to roll out. I was paying to be the center of this mess. And here is the Norwegian's claim court canceling the case for OneCoin because they had no clue about what blockchain is. OneCoin had actually 1 year to complain about the canceling of the lawsuit. They never complained. They dropped it.
After that stronger fatwa, I had a senior figure from OneCoin. I think he identified himself as a director from the UK, came and visit me. And his aim to visit me was to sort of educate me. And I think he had the perception that he was meeting somebody who had no understanding of the big wide world, maybe a little bit bleary-eyed and sort of like, wow, you know, where have I come? And so therefore he could just kind of bulldoze over what I was saying. Your fatwas have had a direct impact in people signing up for OneCoin. And we'd like you to, you know, work with us. So I said, to do what? They said, to work on the terms and conditions. And I said, yes, but you don't have anything. I said, you can make the terms and conditions up and make it so Sharia compliant that literally you're writing God's word, but it doesn't exist. You don't have anything. It's a pyramid scheme. You're doing this in order to draw more people in. I said, that's not right. And that conversation carried on. It didn't really get anywhere. I think they sort of walked with their tail between their legs and they left it at that.
I came across Mufti Amjad Muhammad when I started researching about OneCoin being a scam, and I wanted to know what kind of alerts of fatwa or guidance was out there that was published by a skilled scholar or professional. And I came across Mufti Amjad Ahmed. And I was gutted that I didn't do my research before I joined OneCoin.
Walaikum salam, sister. How are you? Okay?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, did you find us okay?
Yes, I did.
Alhamdulillah. Let's take a seat.
Thank you so much for taking the time out to see me.
No problem at all.
Finally, I get to meet you.
Yes, I know it has been some time.
I reached out to you in 2017. I don't know how I found you, but I was doing a lot of mad, crazy research on what Islam actually said about OneCoin. And I wish I had found you before I invested my money in OneCoin.
Yeah, I recall, I think, yeah, it was around sort of 2016, 2017 time. We had a conversation.
Yes, you did.
Quite a lengthy conversation.
Yes,
Obviously, you were quite emotional as well at the time. And I think you were actually the catalyst then that sort of got me to think, you know what, maybe I need to look into this in a little bit more detail. So what can you remind me again, what was the total that you invested?
So my total that I separated from my amount was 54,200. I didn't invest money because it wasn't OneCoin member that came into my life and talked about the product.
Sure.
It was because of my Islamic trust with my friend.
Sure.
So I invested because it was a trustworthy friend that introduced it to me, and it just went from there.
I would say scams like that target religious communities because it works on networks. Scams like this don't work by putting something on ad boards or advertising on the TV or advertising on through it doesn't work like that because people will see through it and they will call it out for what it is. So they only work through informal networks. In that way, it stays under the radar. And in that way, it doesn't draw too much attention, but enough attention to get people buying into it.
Thank you.
Religious communities tend to have a more tighter network as a community than non-religious communities. You'll find that minorities particularly will live in the same area. They will shop in the same places. They will go to the same places of worship. Now, you get a message in there, it will spread like wildfire. It will spread like wildfire.
I believe what makes us different is our vision. We are more than just one coin. We create the world around this coin.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ruja Ignatova!
One family, thank you very, very much for this warm welcome.
So when she says one family, that's unitizing, that's creating a we, a big we. And that we is what makes me stay. If I leave my group. So this has to do with belonging also. If you build identity around that, like she does, with the logo and the brand name, calling herself Cryptoqueen, like big on the screen when she enters, having someone yell her name and hyping up the audience, all of that is very emotional. It gets you hooked. It's like, you take the pill, you're in the game. My name is Anniken Fjellberg, and I'm a marketeer by background. My education is in marketing, and I also hold a certification in influence and persuasion.
Currently, we are 2.5 million user of OneCoin.
So when OneCoin was born, I think that was some very clever people who they're combining social psychology with what we know about branding, with what we know about belonging and community building, with a prospect of financial gain. So you can easily call it gambling if you want to, because this hype and the emotionality of what they're doing is really hitting people in their, psychological weak point.
OneCoin will become officially the #1 cryptocurrency globally.
So I think what OneCoin did was to start out with crypto and, launch their community. And they're building on the profit game, basically. And now what they have done now is to advance it to become more of a community. They are now calling it One Life instead of OneCoin.
We are not only a coin, we are becoming a family and attracting people who normally never would go to network marketing.
OneCoin is still the currency, but One Life is the community. And the thing is, if you can get people to say yes to your first suggestion and then back it up with scarcity, which basically means that if something is scarce or exclusive, you don't want to miss out. You get the FOMO, fear of missing out. So that's a very strong cocktail for getting people to act. And when you add a level of uncertainty to that, when we look to authority to know what to do, or social proof that says something about what are everybody else doing, then you get this bubble that is just very addictive. And it's driven by fear, it's driven by insecurity. And when you have someone like, the founder of OneCoin come on stage telling me that, this is the answer, I've turned off the website right now. When we turn it on, you're gonna double your investment.
Yes, we did it! should have double coins. Congratulations.
A financial advisor would never say that. So this is not advising what they do, it's religion.
Throughout 2017, OneCoin's revenue grows exponentially. Hundreds of millions of euros flow in every month from traders around the world. The money moves around the globe to fetch up in the world's tax havens in an ever-increasing tangle of sub-companies and accounts. The borderless global organization of OneCoin is perhaps the most important reason why the scam is allowed to continue for as long as it does.
Thank you.
OneCoin is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Then, all of a sudden,
Dr. Ruja Ignatova, the Bulgarian businesswoman, went missing after convincing 1.5 million people to invest in her crypto.
Ruja is last seen on a Ryanair flight to Athens on October 25th, 2017. After that, she disappears without a trace.
You're too smooth, honey. You're much too smooth.
Good morning, everybody from Paraguay. My name is Konstantin Ignatov, and I'm head of the Sofia Management Group. I'm also head of the GLG and the Inner Circle.
With the Cryptoqueen gone missing, there are career opportunities for others.
You here are the biggest strength of us. We hit the 3 million milestone, which is really an amazing achievement.
In Ruja's absence, her younger brother, Konstantin Ignatov, takes over the reins of the company. The former personal trainer and fitness influencer is perhaps the most unlikely CEO for a multinational company in history. It soon becomes apparent Konstantin does not have his sister's flair for business. To add to the misery, the co-founder of OneCoin, Sebastian Greenwood, is arrested in Thailand in November 2018 and is extradited to the US. The house of cards starts to collapse.
I didn't mean to hurt anybody. It was just a joke.
Joke, huh?
This is a compilation of the map of everything that's happened over the last 3 years in OneCoin.
What is Bjørn's motivation to stay up late into the night on Zoom webinars and to discuss OneCoin in endless chat threads? Is it to defend blockchain as a technology? Compassion for the victims? Does he want to make a name for himself? What cannot be disputed is that an intense period in 2017 brings Bjørn into contact with the people who go on to form an online OneCoin victim support group. Its members are former OneCoin investor Jen McAdam from Scotland, the hyperactive whistleblower Temptation from the US, and the anonymous hacker Crypto Expose from Finland. The group works around the clock for years.
Are you with this IMF company?
The members are hyperactive on forums and troll OneCoin groups worldwide.
Criminal network.
But their work seems in vain. The OneCoin network just keeps growing.
All the time we're getting information from OneCoin on how the network is growing. 3.4 million members, 3.6 million members. So one day I got an email from this person that was in a position where his work really was interesting information for the admin group. And we decided to let this person into the group. And this is how we met.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming here. Please, you can have a seat.
Well, I'm working with computer security and the financial industry, and I'm also working with computer crime in general. I got in touch with Bjørn because he exposed himself, and I could see that he put himself in a lot of danger. I'm not sure that he understood what kind of risk he took when he decided to go out publicly and tweet that OneCoin was fraudulent.
Through the victim support WhatsApp groups, Bjørn and the victim support group get information from victims around the world concerning which accounts are being used to transfer money to OneCoin. Through his day job, Chris has access to European banking systems and is able to trace the transactions and notify banks and credit card companies in real time.
It will keep you up day and night. I had difficulty sleeping because I wanted to see what was going on also at night in different parts of the world. I have a strong sense of justice. Maybe I was bullied as a child. That's maybe a reason why I get obsessed with these kind of things, because it's like you want to stop them. Justice works slowly, while the scams work very fast. So it was like a cat and mouse game where you try to push them from all sides, basically. What we have here is coming from the OneCoin victim support group, and it's a chronological overview of bank accounts that have been successfully closed. You can see the first account closed on the list is in Bulgaria. You have Dubai, Georgia, United States, Germany, UK, Tanzania. So it's global from the beginning.
Does it make you proud when you look at a list like this?
It makes me a bit sad, scared, not proud. The fraud is really everywhere, all over the world.
Hi guys, what's up? My name is Daniel Inat, and we are going to talk about cryptocurrency ledgers. I joined OneCoin in 2016 with my father. OneCoin was described as the Bitcoin killer. So as long as we understood the Bitcoin concept, and we definitely knew that OneCoin was going to kill off the Bitcoin, which was already $6,000, then definitely we are highly motivated to invest in OneCoin. The OneCoin teachings didn't tell about the risks. It was a risk-free investment. So we saw it as a cryptocurrency that would go to thousands and thousands of US dollars. I convinced my father to join OneCoin first, and then later we also convinced my uncle and also my cousin to invest in OneCoin.
Anyone can be a bank of his own. Anyone can be a forex of his own. Anyone can determine how to keep wealth of his own. And finally, you can determine how to move your own wealth from one person to another.
Why OneCoin got so big? Because it was the first one really that had done this.
One coin, one life. One coin, Dealshaker, game changer.
You had religious leaders, you had community leaders going around congregations, going around communities, going, hey, you know, buy this thing.
OneCoin has a special interest in Uganda. Ruja Ignatova's brother, Konstantin, visits the country in 2018 and sees great possibilities.
Do you see unbanked people in Europe? Do you see them in the USA? Unbanked people are only in poor countries. Africa needs a strong currency giving you back the power over your money.
Because people trust their religious leaders, they trust their community leaders, they trust their family and friends. They weren't buying a product from OneCoin. They were buying the product from people that they knew and they trusted and all of that.
God help this company to succeed. All the dreams which we are holding in our hearts, may those dreams come true. Amen.
So they're the worst and the biggest, and lots of the newer Ponzi schemes have just copied the OneCoin model.
May those dreams come true. Amen.
The economic situation at home is not good. In 2015, we grew passion fruits on a large scale. So we got some good money that year. And we had planned to do a maize store. But then in 2016, we were told about the OneCoin opportunity. We saw billions in OneCoin, and then the maize store was just for survival, getting small money. Twine oine coins nkumi tukwe yes kadi chika tujirango at least each coin will be 300 euros, would be having 600,000 euros.
Is this what we're doing hati?
Yes.
Mweshate ezezo waza mke za Uganda hata utukaye
2 billion point 1 Ugandan shillings.
Intonga neza rya sente zakagenda tumanya ngo eshayona ntukutora sente.
It's all gone. I also didn't know that it was a scam. Because I think they still believe that OneCoin maybe someday it will happen to be a legit cryptocurrency and they will get their money back. Maybe they think that it's just a delay, and they think that maybe one day they will get their money back.
I think that everybody could be a victim of fraud because we're all humans. And it's more based on the psychological techniques that the fraudster is using.
It's really hard for people inside the scam to realize what the scam is really about. And they get really emotionally attached to the scam and the scheme. I mean, they really need it to be successful. They really need it to be true for themselves, for their friends, for their family, for everything they have invested. This is human nature. I mean, it's in order to make it through the day and keep at it. It must be true.
The victim support group was growing exponentially. People were pouring in, asking for, where is my money? How do I get my money back out of OneCoin? And unfortunately, some people had invested quite a bit more than they could lose. Some people had remortgaged their house and put, family savings on the line. And we just, time and time again had to listen to stories of people, on the verge of committing suicide. And unfortunately, some of the people we talked to are not here today.
It feels really hard or tough to talk with people that either does not understand that this is fraud or has understood that it is fraud, and a lot of them does not even want to talk to their families. They don't want to talk to their friends. They kind of are scared to even admit it to me when I'm calling them.
Hei, det Ingrid Grav ringer fra Danske Bank. Du ringer angående en betaling som ble stoppet for en kontroll her.
As long as we blame the victim, a lot of people will never speak up. So we won't really be able to see the real problem and make the actions that we need to, in order to stop this from happening.
I was getting more and more scared for my own security and started taking extra care, taking extra precautions, buying video cameras to post outside my apartment, always keeping tear gas in my pocket. I was getting an increasing amount of threats. Some were that you better watch your back. Some were we're gonna come and take you and beat you up. But some were a lot harsher than that, with machine guns and threatening my life.
Let's go. I ain't gonna call no names, but you know who you are. Stop hating. I appreciate it. So for all the haters, hey man, hold that. One life for more life, man. Leave the network alone. Leave the network alone, you hater. Let us live, or you die. You heard? Be aware. Be very aware. All at me, man. One's out.
It's crazy what he says there. Bjørn, be aware. Be very aware.
Can you take us back to Los Angeles, March the 6th, 2019?
Yes.
Just tell us a little about that day.
Okay, I never really understood what we were doing in Los Angeles. In February 2019, Konstantin Ignatov and I go to the US. We ended up in Los Angeles. I wanted to be back in London. I wanted to be with my children. I wanted to be with my dogs. We were on a Turkish Airlines flight. It was seriously delayed. And we get a call. Can Konstantin Ignatov and Duncan Arthur please come to the counter? So we thought, okay, well, they're boarding business class first. We go behind those swing doors that you have at airports, and immediately 3 guys swung him around, cuffed him, and he disappeared. And he had that look of absolute terror on his face. You know, that look when you know that life is never, ever going to be the same. They took me into a little room and they quizzed me for about 40 minutes. I was absolutely terrified. I said to them, am I under arrest? And they said, no, not at the moment. They basically hinted that I'm very, very lucky that stupidity is not a crime, and I best not come to the United States ever again. I said to them, where's Konstantin? And I got told, well, he's here forever. And then ushered onto the plane. Almost immediately, I went to Sophia and asked the same questions that they asked me. At the time, I still believed that Konstantin was innocent. They issue a statement saying that he hasn't been charged with anything. But I'm sitting with the indictment. So I went and sat at my desk in Sofia and I copied everything. I emailed it to the Department of Justice and the Financial Conduct Authority, and I said I'll cooperate in any way possible. This is a fraud.
It's almost impossible to believe Duncan's luck. Like Konstantin Ignatov, Duncan was also a senior officer in OneCoin. Konstantin is facing a life sentence in prison, but the US authorities just let Duncan go.
I actually remember reading the news, and I remember being close to faint, actually. It felt like I went blind for a few seconds. And I experienced dizziness when I read the news about him being arrested. That was the first moment I was really doubting. But the curtain call for me came in December 2019. Konstantin gets cross-examined for, I think it's a trial against Mark Scott, which was a lawyer and money launderer for OneCoin in the US. So Konstantin Ignatov is there as a witness, testifying against Mark Scott.
There it is, the Southern District of New York Courthouse. Day one of Konstantin Ignatov testifying for the government as a cooperator against not only alleged money launderer Mark Scott, but also essentially his sister, Ruja Ignatova.
And there's a lot of questions to Konstantin, obviously, but they ask him two questions that, for me, decides it. Did you ever invest in OneCoin? And he says no. Did Ruja Ignatova ever invested in OneCoin? And he answers no. We knew it was a scam, so he actually said it. If this isn't proof, I don't know what is.
Hi, Ursula. How are you?
Hi. I'm okay. Working?
Yeah, I'm in London now. I'm heading out to see some. I'm heading out to see a scammer right now.
Are you excited to see him or scared?
He obviously must think I'm some kind of moron for not having seen what he saw already. But at the same time, in terms of what I've done since, there has to be some kind of gratitude or interest. So it's going to be fascinating.
As soon as he knew that OneCoin was being chased, he's been very nice with giving information, very generous in sharing his details of what he knows about the network. I believe he's a criminal scammer and he belongs in jail.
Bjørn Bjercke, I assume.
I don't think so.
Well, okay. Well, let's get this done.
Yeah.
We have a lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe that you stayed there for such a long time and saw what was going on and didn't say anything, didn't do anything about it.
You know, nothing I say in my defense is ever going to convince you. This was first and foremost a cult. You went in and your belief system changed.
But at the same time, you were there until they got caught. Why didn't you be a little critical while you were there?
Dealshaker at one point was the only thing that actually made any money without scamming anybody and actually had a future. And I was busy building that.
Now that you know Why are you going to such extremes to help the authorities?
I'm not going to jail for what these idiots have done. I just got paid the same salary I got in a normal bank while being used and abused. I am angry. That's why.
Are you sure you're not going to jail?
I'm definitely not going to jail. I haven't done anything wrong. So basically, I hate them. That's it. And I hate what I did.
Ruja must have known about me and Tim. Did she ever say anything?
They were especially worried about you, and they had a whole PR agency go out to try and target you as much as possible.
I remember the post that they had on their webpage about someone claims that they were recruited to build a blockchain. They put that on their front page.
Oh, I see. You paid haters. Yeah. I guess your check is still in the mail. Yeah.
Yeah, the amount of money I've earned on this so far is still very far on the minus side.
I can give you 1 million OneCoin. This cannot ever be forgotten, and more importantly, this cannot ever be repeated. I was actually on the inside. I've done what I can to make that better. I didn't have to be here today. You know, I am going to have real consequences when this comes out. But yes, this cannot be forgotten. No, well, when I first moved to Richmond, I lived virtually around the corner. So when I needed to store something, I obviously came here. Damn it, I hope I can remember the code. Aha, okay. Okay, E17, like the 80s group. The police came in and took it away. The entire archive. Okay, the story behind this is Ruja was planning on moving to London. So everything that was in Sophia was duplicated in London. They didn't know what to do, so they got hold of me and they said, well, what do we do with it? It was 9 archive boxes. When it was stored here, it came up to about this level here. Every single paper record. I said, well, you know, we obviously going to need it, probably for tax purposes. Then I started reading the shit, and, you know, then I realized that, well, I knew it had to go to the authorities.
It's so weird.
I don't understand why criminals go to such an extent in order to document everything. It's completely damning. You know, and I learned more from reading what was in this archive than I did from working there. Okay, so loved you, glad you were empty, glad I could revisit. E17H. That should be the name of your movie.
But Duncan has more to show and tell than an empty storage room. He takes us to his local pub for a pint and a secret. We leave the camera rolling.
There was a highly placed informant. Who do you think that was?
Right. Really? Is it the one who I think it is?
I don't know. Who do you think it was?
You.
Yes. I got recruited. I saw the thing was rotten. I reacted.
So when you were in LA, was that why they let you off the hook, or?
Exactly. I believe that because I was reporting, it saved me. I didn't set him up, but I walked away and he didn't. I'm worse than a hater. I'm a traitor.
A Bulgarian woman has been placed on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list for allegedly running a cryptocurrency scam.
FBI's most wanted talikar সন্নিবিষ্ট হৈছে জানা
Ruja Ignatova founded Bulgarian-based cryptocurrency called OneCoin. That was in 2014.
But now she sits side by side on the top 10 list with cartel leaders, kidnappers, and murderers. That's no accident.
FBI most wanted fugitives in the world. Ruja Ignatova comes up as number 4. You have to do something really bad to reach that status. So those that still believe that OneCoin has a future, they should really pay attention to this.
Dear One Ecosystem community, as a CEO of the One Ecosystem, I would like to take this opportunity to address you regarding the latest information about the founder of OneCoin, Dr. Ruja Ignatova, that is circulating on numerous social media and news platforms. I want you to know that I have never personally met Dr. Ruja Ignatova, nor do I have any relationship with her. The new company I currently work for and the brand that we are establishing is a unique brand separate from what you may have known previously. We are a part of an ecosystem that is destined and will be continued to be the one. We encourage you to trust the process and keep the focus. Love, your CEO.
We're in Stockholm now, and I think it was 4 or 5 years ago I was here, and there was a big OneCoin event a little bit outside Stockholm, and now they have a similar event. So we're gonna go tomorrow and visit it. It's gonna be 5 hours of information about the new projects, new goals that the company have, and their sort of project plan for 2023. I couldn't make up my mind if I was excited or nervous, but now I feel like I'm very excited about it, and I just want to go all in for it right away and see what happens.
Jonathan simply cannot believe that OneCoin is still attracting investors. He agrees to wear a hidden camera, and we decide to follow him with our mobile phones.
Okay, I can see. It is the same narrative. It is the same message. We want to create a global cryptocurrency that is stable. We are one family. We need to work together. Nobody dislikes a family. So, I mean, marketing-wise, it's a smart thing.
Hej! Ja, ska
Ska ni på eventet?
Ja.
Ja, okej, kul.
Ja, se om du lever det här företaget.
Ja, det vet man inte liksom. Ja, det är nog några som är skeptiska. Se här då. Där skriver in sig kanske.
And today we are doing better than ever. There is no legal issues in our business. We have a new company, we have a new people there. We are going to improve in every step, every means when we go further. We are like ants, so we need millions of ants to be active to build huge nests fast. So you're gonna gain hugely when we have done this.
This is Tommy Vuorinen, the Chief Recruiting Officer for One Ecosystem. Tommy has nothing to hide and agrees to an interview after the event.
No one has lost anything. Everyone has their coins. They have both education and they have got it. So I don't see a problem there. What is a problem, or was, that their upline, they were promising fast returns, like you're gonna be a millionaire in 1 year or something like that. So of course I will feel that way sorry for them. But then again, like I said, nothing is lost. So it's gonna be fine for all of them. They're gonna be very thankful, but it will take some time. Who is making more than 35,000 euros per week? Hands up. So why don't you do anything?
Now it's time to start to work again. We have to bring people, we have to bring merchants. Are we understood? Very good.
Svenska eller?
Svenska.
Ja. Ja, väldigt märkligt faktiskt. När jag gick dit och allt det där så visste jag inte hur det skulle kännas under tiden. Och inte efteråt heller. Man måste bara vara i nuet. Det är som ser så många människor tro på någonting som inte finns. Nej, det känns inte så bra faktiskt. Nu så här i efterhand.
We need to show to the world that we are united.
Eventet var bra arrangerat.
Come on. Very good. Here.
Det är samma budskap som tidigare. Det är lögner ni håller på med. Men det är finare paketerat. Och det tycker jag är lite jobbigt att se faktiskt.
Okay, one.
I want to show to everyone that this is a real thing.
Very good, thank you very much.
We are not scamming anyone. Just the opposite. There is no illegal issues. There hasn't been, nor there is, and there won't be. This is what we have been doing now over 8 years. So normal people should understand that if something is up and running with over 8 years, and a lot of all kind of attacks from medias, from authorities, still going on, it has to be legal.
She introduced me? Yes, that was in 2016. It looks like we are like going back to the market again to market it.
Yeah, it looks
to make
very
it
positive, yeah.
To market it again to make it stronger.
Yeah.
So we have to be positive at least the next 5 years.
Eventet idag var jättebra. För att få ett nytt fotfäste hos de som kanske inte har hängt med på utvecklingen under flera år. För att de har trott att, som det står i tidningarna, att det är en scam, fast det är ju inte det. Det är hur tydligt som helst inte en scam. Det är mycket turer, men det här går definitivt spikrat på rätt håll. Med managementet som är idag.
Jag tror på det 100%. Jag tror på han på 100%.
Ja, har du många år nu?
Jag har stort konto. Jag är jättestort.
Så tänker du någon gång på det att kanske en dag så kan du vara många miljonär?
Ja, men jag är ju redan. Så jag kan inte tänka medan jag är. Så men jag, absolut, med mina ONE kommer jag bli multimiljonär. Absolut. Absolut, det tror jag. 100%.
Sometimes if you're just too secure and stay in the box, in your zone, you might just stay there. You miss a lot. So I think it's a risk we took, and we are ready to move with it and see where it will take us.
Och vad ska du bruka de pengarna på?
Jag är från Syrien och jag känner en massa folk som behöver hjälp och hus och sånt. Så jag tänker investera eller hjälpa människor för det.
I want to give this smile back to all of those who participated in the past, and so that they can really smile in the very near future.
One life, one ecosystem. Yes.
Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse today, Friday, December 16th, 2022. We've just witnessed the guilty plea of Carl Sebastian Greenwood. Greenwood was brought in shackles and in a kind of a beige prison uniform. He pled guilty. He was pretty upbeat. He was asked what his status in the U.S. is. He said, "Haha, I'm an inmate." I mean,
yeah, this year has been really interesting and exciting. Ruja being on FBI most wanted list. And now this, the guilty plea of Sebastian Greenwood. You know, it's been a great 2022.
But it's not only the US authorities that want to bring the people behind OneCoin to justice.
Investigations are still underway following the gruesome murder of 4 Bulgarian nationals at a house in Constantia in Cape Town.
When a scam grows too big and too fast, it becomes hard to control and attracts really dodgy people.
Compatriota chileno junto con un argentino fueron asesinados en ese país.
No one has been arrested for the wave of OneCoin-related murders. It seems increasingly dangerous to be a OneCoin hater or traitor.
They call me the devil. I've been living in a hotel. It's on a friend's credit card and under a friend's name. Every morning, I wake up at 3 o'clock with this absolute sigh of relief that nobody knows where the hell I am. I'm not hiding from the authorities. The authorities can reach me at any point. These people are not normal. They have a different set of morals.
We are more than just OneCoin.
It had the same kind of vibe as apartheid South Africa.
It is a life, it's a network.
Trust the source, they keep telling you. Everyone else is a hater.
This is what makes us strong, the community.
When you're outside, it makes no sense. It cannot make sense. When you're inside, everything makes sense because that's your reality. There is no reality outside of the bubble. Last time I wouldn't speak on camera. Now I really don't give a fuck because it's out there anyway.
Duncan shows us the evidence he has shared with the authorities.
If you go to this one, for instance, these are the complete database behind OneCoin. Here we have everybody who was ever a victim of the scam. Their username, their email, their contact address, and what their coin balance was.
It feels almost unreal to be looking straight into the anatomy of the scam. This Excel sheet is all OneCoin ever was.
Sounded to me like he was describing an SQL server.
It looks easy on the paper, just on the screen there.
They were selling things that didn't actually exist.
We asked Duncan to look up Jonathan. Will he appear?
JWIGERUP@gmail.com. Positive. The guy thinks or believed that he had an absolute fortune in terms of OneCoin. Sorry for him, he doesn't. I feel for him.
Same way I do for everybody.
Not even hard evidence that OneCoin is nothing but a scam will stop the OneCoin rebrand, one ecosystem, from giving it another try.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I'll be the man with the surprises. Till this moment, our private blockchain was quite enough for the needs of the project and the community. Today, we all want to go one step further. Applause, everybody. Today, one ecosystem is going public. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. We are public. Applause. More.
To keep the scam afloat, One Ecosystem launches a blockchain on the respected Ethereum platform. They encourage everyone to transfer their OneCoins to the new currency One, for a fee in euros, of course.
No. It was my upline. It would be interesting to know if people are still optimistic, what really drives them, and why they are still optimistic. And it doesn't have to be because they're stupid or they are too naive, or it can just be that they value some information more than the one, for example, that I got from Bjørn. And we are inside the portal. They have a transfer deadline by the 1st of August, 2023. So you have, as of today, it's 2 months to actually do the migration. And after that, I don't know what happens after that, to be honest. But
so you're gonna do it, or?
Migrate the coins.
And if you don't migrate, you're potentially losing millions of euros.
Yeah, but for me, it's never actually been about the amount of money. It's more been about being part of a success story. When you have invested so much and you don't want to realize that you're wrong, your critical eyes start to diminish and you start to become hopeful. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Nice shirt.
Thanks.
It actually costs 25 euros per account to migrate it to this sidechain. Do you think I should migrate to this one?
If we look on the Polygon network, there was actually 250 billion OneCoins. The other day I sat down and I did the math on that. If you take 250 billion OneCoins at the price of, what, 48?
40 euros,
yeah. That's equivalent to the quarter of the money in the whole entire world. I think you should burn your coins. Nothing good is ever going to come of this. It's just going to be a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. I think to set your mind free, you need to get out.
OneCoin has been a part of my life for the last 6-7 years. So I wouldn't say it would be hard, but it would feel strange to do it. We are afraid to fail, but I also think it's the only way to move forward. I think it's the only option at the end of the day. There are no winners in the story. It's a tragedy, and everybody lost on this one, including the ones that were creating this.
we are still here. After a huge roller coaster during the years in the past.
Yes!
Will scams ever stop? Will OneCoin, will pyramid schemes ever stop? I doubt it.
When you buy a ticket to a roller coaster, it has to feel here.
I think for as long as humans exist, they will exist.
So it means that it's only getting better. All the time we are improving.
We have a natural, innate characteristic in us to want more, and that will always be there, unfortunately. And there will always be people wanting to capitalize on that, benefit on that, and do whatever it takes. All we can do is to educate, to advise, to show the red flags, so when these signs do come, that at least we can save as many people as we can, but I don't think we will be able to eliminate it.
Do you think that fraud will ever stop?
No, I don't think fraud will ever stop. It exploits the fundamental traits in human nature, such as trust, fear, and greed. As long as we have those vulnerabilities, there will always be someone or something out there taking advantage.
Burning the coins? Yeah, it's a little bit painful, but a healthy way of being honest to myself. To look ahead, to move on. I won't lie to myself anymore.
Say the more we drink special amber, special amber, special amber. More we drink special amber, and the happier we shall be. Say the more we laugh together, together, together. More we talk together, and the happier we shall be. 'Cause your friend is my friend is your friend. Oh, we laugh together, and the happier we shall be.
We encourage you to trust the process. Love your CEO.
Pass the calip on the right hand side.